What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tim here. You read the title, you saw the thumbnail, and you clicked on that video. As you can see, I am quite proud of my heavy tan lines here. But anyway, I have another reaction video for you, and it is over in Italy, the Pisa Street Photography Festival, which concluded this past weekend. And I am curious to see what made it, what placed third, second, first, but I'm also worried to see some of the same images that made it into other festivals that I thought shouldn't have. But before we get started, I want to acknowledge that the cool thing about this festival is when you get in, they do ask for the raw file. I'm curious to know if any submissions, finalists that were initially accepted got disqualified because of not being able to provide the raw file. And another bonus about this festival is they require photos taken within the past 2 to 3 years. Yeah, because some festivals you see images that were taken like 10, 20 years ago. Quite ridiculous. So bravo to the organizers and the festival on that. Before we jump in and start reviewing the photos, let's take a look at the judges here. You have Nazel Bolat, David Gibson, Siegfried Hansen, Pia Parolin, Valerie Six, Eda Swang. But just looking at the judges here, I'm quite familiar with most of their work, specifically David Gibson, Siegfried Hansen, and Eda Swang, and what they kind of look for in their style of photography. So I am expecting a lot of puns, humor, symmetry, lining up, geometry, and I believe the other three female photographers, I think they do a lot of shadows and reflections. I don't know which one, but I know one of the three does a lot of reflections. So I am anticipating a lot of those images in the finalist pool here. So yeah, let's just get right into it. And the first image is from me. Yes, let me just get this out of the way. It is no secret, I am a finalist in the Pisa Street Photography Festival, and I'm just trying to hold back a lot of emotions right now. I am disappointed that it did not place in the top 3. God always has a way of humbling you, that's for damn sure. But yeah, I'm happy to be a finalist. This image was taken in downtown Honolulu, and when the festival notified me that I was a finalist and asked me for the raw image, I sent them the whole contact sheet just to overwhelm them, you know? Oh my God, this reminds me of Resident Evil. As I mentioned earlier, I'm anticipating to see a handful of reflection shots. This is one of them. This is not a bad one. I like this one. Yeah, the little boy looking over his shoulder like he senses like the zombie's about to bite him. And you know what? I think the content is good enough to be a finalist image. So I think that's all I have to say about this one. Next. All right, next one from Deep Martemps. What in the P. Diddy is going on over here? Oh, I'm sorry. My eyes went straight to the butt cheeks. That is a mannequin. Like I mentioned, expect humor, reflections, puns, geometry. That kind of covers all of street photography. But no, really, expect that heavy leaning type of genre as a finalist based on the judges. I wonder if you crop up or zoom or scale in or something, or if the photographer just took another step forward. Maybe they did and they chose this one, but if you just lose the line of the mannequin resting on the table, and hopefully you don't lose or cut out the chest area of the mannequin on the left, it makes the humor even a little bit more funnier. I don't know. Definitely shot quite a mile away. They're probably shooting on a 50, maybe even an 85. I mean, you could just look at an image and know what type of lens they're using because it just feels a certain way. I'm not opposed to whatever lens someone uses. My favorite is 35. I think that's the truest to what your eye sees, whatever distance you're at from the subject. Oh, here's the thing. Before COVID, from what I've noticed was that their puns and the humor type of street photography was through the roof. I think after COVID kind of settled down just because there's been a new wave of photographers entering the genre, and I think humor, puns, things like that, it lasts once you see it and then it kind of fades away. But if that's your style and you have a full portfolio of it, more power to you. If I see something like this, I'm gonna take it. Is it something that I'm crazy for? Not really. I mean, I don't know, humor is so hard to get across in street photography, and I'm talking about like when somebody sees it 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they're still able to laugh at it. Like a lot of photos from Elliot Erwitt, he has a lot of those type of humor shots that still are timeless till today. I don't know if this image will have that kind of lasting effect, but congratulations. This next one's from Gerald Kschmitz, USA. What? This made it in again? Oh, hell no. I don't know why people like this photo. Woo! We're only in the beginning and my blood pressure is really high. Okay, this next one is from Jaksek, Salaga, Denmark. Okay, the fog, the silhouette, the statue up there, clear blue skies. Yeah, the fog adds that eerie feel to it. And then the statue, the guy on the horse looks like a dictator. Obviously it's a statue, but you can use your imagination, create your own story here, and maybe that is an actual person on a horse up on that rock. I like this image. I approve this as a finalist. This next one is from Nathan Goldensweg, Germany. Oh yeah, this is my type of photo. Just some odd moment on the corner of the street. Like, what is going on here? How do you even bend that far back? What is going on here? You just have the right person to walk by and look at what's going on. You know, you have this older white boomer with the umbrella. I'm curious to know what happened here and the contact sheets of Nathan. But yeah, this is the kind of street photography I like. Just odd moments happening and the photographer is able to recognize it or wait for something to pass by, something perfect to pass by, and just snap the photo. Oh yeah, this is probably one of the better ones that I've seen thus far. Again, I feel like it falls under humor, but at least it's not something aligning up with an advertisement or a billboard. You know, it is a moment on the corner of the street, side of the building, and just waiting for the right element subject to all align. Okay, this next one is from Nati Namvong from Thailand. Okay, this is not my type of street photography. I'm not a fan of this. The street photography greats, when you just think of any of the top 5, any of the top 10 street photographers of all time, they wouldn't take something like this and show it publicly to the world, let alone submit it to a competition. Like, why would you show something like this? I mean, if this is what you're aiming for, I feel like the shoes has to match up or really juxtapose with the whatever that is, a branch or vine on that wall. But Adidas sandals, like, the only thing the photographer got here was the alignment of the legs with the vine illustration there. So yeah, there's a difference from making a good image, if that's what you want to call this, a good image, to making something great. So if this wall, this advertisement wall or whatever it is there for quite some time, I would revisit it over and over. If that's your type of style of photography, I don't think this is the best shot that you could possibly get. But the judges picked it, so they must see something that I don't. And yeah, expecting a few more of these type of shots as we process through. This next one is from Rizard Unton, Poland. What? How do you do that? What's going on here? He's squatting or sitting on an invisible chair? This is not AI? Yeah, this photo doesn't do anything for me. Moving on. This next one's from Sabino De Curtis from Italy. You know what's cool about this image? Initially, I was feeling like there needed to be somebody on the left-hand side of the steps or that sidewalk, whatever it is, to kind of fill the frame. But actually, it makes sense the way it is because everything's so right heavy. And the bald guy right there that's in the center, he's leaning towards the right. Like, all the power, all the pressure's on the right-hand side with the swans and pigeons. Now that I'm seeing it that way, I like this image. I think it's a good moment. I think this is one of the few photos that you see just a slight alterations. For example, if the guy's head was just straight up in the center, you know, it'll still be a good image, but little minor details, modifications of just waiting for someone or something to just adjust themselves can really help take a photo to the next level. So yeah, this is a good pick. I'm wondering if this was in black and white, if it would be any better. I'm not sure. But regardless, I love the context here. I love the geometry here. I love the angle of where the photo is taking from. And again, just that slight head nod over to the right where it's right heavy was really the make or break moment for this photo. And it definitely helped it on the positive side. So congratulations. Okay, this next photo is from Tomasz Wasko, Poland.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, this is a reflection photo that I can really get behind. There's just a lot of different lines going through across the frame and it's clean. I've never seen this photo before, so this is a very good image. I'm a fan of it. Just layers upon layers. And I liked how the ledge at whatever it is, ledge or the curtain on the right hand side that's in the foreground. I think that's a nice touch to the photograph. And you see the subject matter looking out in the window, and maybe the reflection or what's outside the window is kind of reminiscent of what the subject matter is thinking or hoping for. Also like how the size and the figure of each of the two guys are much more different from one another. One is really large and the other one is much tiny, much smaller. Just adding more illusion here for the viewer. But yeah, I like this. Good job, Tomas. Okay, now we're in the honorable mentions category. Each judge selected one photo to be honorable mention. So let's take a look. This honorable mention is from Nazal Bolat. The photographer is Andre Dorian from Germany. Oh yeah, this is nice. I like this image. Layers, geometry. You have the artwork on the pillar right there of the girl flying up high with the balloons, and then the little boy on the dad's shoulders. He just looked like he's had enough of the day, he's tired, and just the type of people that are walking by. And you see the lady with that type of hairstyle, it really stands out in that kind of lighting. And the background, the upper left, I don't know what that is, but the shadows creating a lot of these dots and strong lines going outwards like that. I mean, I like this image. I think this was a good pick for honorable mention. So yeah, good job, Andre. This next honorable mention is selected from PSPI, Mario Minkasi and Arez Prad, and they select Christine Kemp from USA. Yep. This image is making its round, and deservingly so, is making its round in all the festivals. You know, there are times when you see a photo and you just know it's gonna make its round in festivals, and I've talked about this photo in other videos. I really like this photo. So yeah, moving on. This next one is from Pia Parolin and Valerie 6. So two of the judges there. They select Fabrizio Azzelinelli from Italy. Probably my least favorite of the honorable mentions so far. I mean, I don't know if someone's face is gonna take up more than half of the frame. For me, it better be outstanding, especially for festivals. Something really good has to be going on. In this case, what's going on is not over the top for me. Okay, this next one's selected by Edis Wong for Luca Bernardini. You know, we're often told that it looks weird or abnormal to be on your phone all the time, or when you see a photograph of somebody on their phone. But in this photo, she looks like the normal one, and everyone that's looking towards the stage or whatever that is, she looks like the rebellious one to be on her phone while everyone's paying attention to something else. I'm good with this as an honorable mention. Siegfried Hansen, the next one, he selected for Prescott Lastman, USA. Okay, yeah, I like this image. I seen this one. I was expecting Siegfried to select something with geometry or lines connecting up, but yeah, he selected this one, and I seen this one. This made it into other festivals. This is a good image. We don't know. The thing about this, I would like to see this in color, because it might actually be better, because if the person is actually not at the beach and tanning on straight up gravel, it would make this photo even better. But because it's black and white, I don't know if it's sand or gravel. I mean, if it is sand, I mean, that beach is going under construction. There's a big truck behind there. I don't know. I'm a fan of it, so yeah, good pick. This next one is selected from David Gibson. Photographer is Rakit Pui Samri, Thailand. Ah, see, I was expecting Edis to select something like this. This would be something more in line of what he shoots, his style. You know, good catch by the photographer. Tires melting like that, the juxtaposition, humor. Not my style of photography, but I can accept it as a honorable mention, finalist. I mean, these type of photos where you need the perfect thing to align with subject matter or billboard, that's a different type of photography that you need a different mind and different eye to see this, because I can't see something like this when I'm out shooting. I'm not looking for this type of imagery, and it's very hard to get into that mind frame to see it. I mean, sometimes it's just right there in front of you and it's pretty obvious. Okay, we're down to the third, second, and first place. So far I would say the finalist image was overall kind of weak, in my opinion. The honorable mentions were good picks, pretty strong overall from the judges. And third, second, and first, let's see if they come away decisively. Okay, third place is Hezi from Israel. What? Not a fan of this at all. Looks like an advertisement for Coca-Cola. I have really nothing to say or critique about this, but yeah, I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on this image for third place? I think there's a handful of images that could replace this for third place. I mean, you think about the one from Tomas, the reflection photo, or the one selected for honorable mention by Siegfried Hansen, or the swan image from Sabino. Like, those are my top 3 images so far from what I've seen. Yeah, Coca-Cola doesn't need any more publicity. This looks like it's pulled straight from a magazine. It looks too perfect. So yeah, 3rd place is a no-go for me. Next one. Okay, the 2nd place is from Bert de Bruxelles. Oh, okay, yeah, this has made its round in all the other festivals, and it finally cracked it in the top 3, making 2nd place. I like this image. It's weird when you see an image as a finalist, and then when it gets up into the 3rd, 2nd, 1st, it feels different for me now because the standards and expectations are just a little bit higher for it. And didn't I just say in the beginning of the video, expect a lot of reflections, puns, geometry as finalist images? If you're gonna pick a reflection image for 2nd place, I definitely would have picked the one from Tomas. I think that one's much more stronger.
Round 1, fight!
But yeah, congratulations. Bert also singles images, and he also had a series as a finalist. I mean, he's been dominating these competitions lately, so congratulations, Bert. All right, 1st place. I can already feel my blood pressure rising because past 1st place for the other festivals were fairly disappointing, and trying to keep my expectations realistic here. So 1st place, let's just get straight to it. From Gavin Libut, Australia. What? What's going on here? You can't be serious. Oh man, why? I mean, would you see this kind of style or image from Wintergran or anybody? Like, see, here's the thing with the whole feet or ground level shots. Part of it is Matt Stewart took a photo of the pigeons, and that's a good image, by the way. Took a photo of the pigeons ground level, and now everybody just gets on the ground and try to do something. Those special angles, it only works when you have the right thing happening in your image, in your frame. Oh god, I need to take Tylenol after this. Holy why? How did the judges come to an agreement for this? If the judges were fighting and arguing amongst each other on whether this would be 1st place, and I was on that panel, I would scratch and fight and claw my way to make sure this would not even place the top 3. If they wanted this to be a finalist, I let it go, whatever. I don't even think this is finalist worthy, to be honest with you. Now in the next festival, you're gonna see a lot of people shooting on the ground of shoes and people with their legs spread out like that. Okay, so just to recap, my top 3 images so far is the one from Tomas. I also like the one from Nathan where the girl is bent inwardly against the wall. And then the one from Sabino, the one with the swan, the guy tilting to the right hand side where everything is very populated there. Those are my top 3 images. I've never come across any of those photos anywhere online, so it's quite refreshing. So that concludes the reaction video. I think the judges were pretty spot on with the honorable mentions. I think the 3rd and 1st place were way off and really surprising. And then in the overall finalist pool, I think there were some pretty good hits there, some new imagery that I've never seen before. And then there were a handful that I heavily disagreed on, but so be it. But yeah, I really want to hear what your guys' thoughts are on the images selected, the images that placed and won. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, because every time I post new content or video, you'll be the first to be notified. Until next time, keep shooting.